morning, it's Nancy today. I always say that, don't I? Good morning, it's Nancy today. Good morning. It isn't Nancy today. It is. Well, now, I am taking a little break. I'm sitting in my swing thing that I got from the dump long ago, and it wasn't falling apart then, but it started to fall apart later. So I have been reworking it with those straps. I see I need to rework all this up here more. Nothing is holding it all to the edge, except those sticks which are breaking. Anyway, I have moved it over here to the edge of to the end of Pond Lane Peninsula. It's the lane beside Fiddlehead Pond. And it became a peninsula because there's a pond on one side and all this runoff from the stream on the other that flooded it, which it does every year. And so this is a peninsula, and I'm at the end of the peninsula. And over there is going to be Willem's garden, somewhere over there. We're going to use our tempo. It's that white structure that had all the yellow cloth around it that was in the driveway to keep our car from getting snowed on. We're going to bring it down here, not the yellow cloth, but we're going to bring it down here and we're going to cover it with chicken wire around the edge or something to keep the deer out. And chicken wire sounds good because then I keep the rabbits out too. And then Willem can grow a garden. Ah, lovely idea. So this is my morning walk. You know, these I planted those little tiny sticks you see in the water there, all around here. Those are willow, and I planted them too late, and so they never grew last fall. But I think they'll grow this year, but it'll probably take them half the year to grow. Probably be better off just getting new ones and using new ones, putting in there. But last year I did the same thing with up there at the edge of the alder berm. Not alder berm, aspen berm. At the edge of that, there's a labyrinth made out of willow that are just little bits stuck in the ground. Oh, this thing spins right around. This is awesome. Look what I can see. Gee, the stream is still flowing this way over the meadow. Canary grass meadow. I was going to go over there to the waterfall. See the waterfall? I was going to go over there, but the sun's not out. Not much. And so if I go over there, it's not going to be very warm. Because that's sort of in the shade of the woods. The forest. It's so amazing to be able to come down here and play. I used to have to walk along the road. And I had nowhere to go except along the road. And now I can come in here. Which I love, you know. I can see all of this. Oh, there's birds. I should tie some of those birdhouses to some of these trees out there. I can do that. I'll bring them all down here and tie them to these trees in the marsh. That's a good idea. They would like to have extra houses to live in, wouldn't they? It's not that I don't have enough, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have 9 birdhouses. Whee! We're going for a spin. I didn't sleep well last night. I kept waking up. I was awake around 2, from 2 to about 3:30, from 2 till 3. And so, of course, I have my little iPod there under my pillow or above my pillow on the bed. And I always check on Facebook at that time of night because, you know, there is a enormousness of the world that's up at that time, posting away. of people have friended me on here. People I don't know, but they're women and they look like nice people, so I friend them back. They must have watched something about Nancy today. Probably they want to learn how to make soap. Everybody wants to learn how to make soap, but I really don't make soap much anymore. I'm not selling it, and I have other things I'm interested in. I'm like that, I go from one thing to the next. But I did think about going on press trips last night. It did occur to me. It did occur to me that I could do that. Maybe I will. Maybe with my website I could do it again. Maybe I could write for a paper. I thought about writing. Oh, what was that? That was because I watched Julie and Julia. And she's a writer and she was blogging, and I'm a writer. I love writing. I don't write enough. I've been trying to write lately, not just journaling the events, but writing the story, describing the color of the grass and the trees and the smell and use your senses, right? Sight, hearing, smelling, touching, feeling. So like the wind, I feel the wind on my nose. I feel the cold air on my nose. And I hear the wind and I hear the song sparrow somewhere in one of those trees. And I hear distant other birds. And I see water and yellow grasses from last year that are hung up in the trees they grew up into, the bushes. And I see all these brown willow bushes. And I see the trees, and I see some snow on the side of the hill. Steep, steep hill. I hear the waterfall. Over there is the edge of the pond. And over there is the edge of the pond. That's a pretty big pond, isn't it? Too bad it's an iceberg pond. It's cold as the dickens. So we never ever swim in it. We have been in it before to remove weeds, but it's so, the shape of it, it's a bowl. It's a deep bowl. It's very deep in the middle, and it's so cold. Oh my gosh, you get in there and it's like heart attack. It's so cold. So I named it Iceberg Pond. And the falls that go into it, in the center of it, are now called Iceberg Falls. Only, you know what? They're not cold. I had my hands in them yesterday removing things out of the way so it could, flow perfectly. I was removing leaves and things. But it's runoff from the rain and the snow melting, so that was warmer. A lot warmer than the Iceberg Pond. Oh my gosh, Iceberg Pond. It's too bad. We used to go kayaking in there, or canoeing in there. But not anymore. We did it when we had little kids. The first year we lived here, we did a lot with our little kids outside. I homeschooled them. We did all kinds of nature stuff. Abraham liked it. Daniel, well, not so much. Elida, well, kind of freaked her out. She had bugs. Problem with bugs. She couldn't handle the bugs. So she didn't like it. Daniel, he'd play a bit. They used to play in the stream. But only a few times. But it was so cold they didn't want to. And once they figured out about going to the lake, that was the end of that. They wanted to go to the lake every time. And then, once they were big enough that they could wear their life jackets and actually knew how to swim, we would go to the rapids. And then they would play in the rapids. And they loved that. And they never, ever wanted to go to the lake again or to the stream. That was over. It's too bad, because we have this beautiful place here with all this cool stuff. Maybe my grandchildren will like it. Maybe I'll play with my grandchildren in here. Willem's grandchildren live in Ottawa. And I'm kind of, well, they've never been out here. So they don't really know how awesome it is. It would be neat. One of our grandchildren, I mean, she's almost not like a grandchildren. She's more like a daughter. But she's 22 or something. And she doesn't come out here either. She's very into the internet. I love my family. It's really going to be cool having grandchildren, isn't it? Your children, you know, you're the rule maker. And so you have to be a parent to them. But your grandchildren, you can be a friend. You can be an old friend that plays with them. You know, I'm almost 60. I'm going to be 60 in 2 years. I'll be 59 this year. So I'm getting old. Getting old, getting to the end of it. My mother's 87. She's having a good time. She's really enjoying the little child that her caregiver comes and brings her little girl with her. She's 2. I hope she doesn't send her to school. That would just be terrible for my mom. She's only 2, so she's got a few years, but the day will come. What if Lori has another baby and has to stop working? Stop coming to Mom. I'll have to find somebody else. That is impossible. Nobody as good as Lori. Should find somebody to help give her days off. I haven't done that. I'll get right on with it. Well, I've been just chatting away. Chat. I could chat away forever. Maybe I'll stop this video and start another one and just chat some more. It's good for me to talk things out. You know, there's all these little dots on this willow right here. On the leaves. I think they might be pussy willow. Or maybe they're moisture. I really like that idea of bringing all the birdhouses down and putting them on the trees out here. I was also thinking, what about cutting some of these willow bushes off and seeing if they just come back up again with straight shoots? Then I've got my willow that I've been trying so hard to create. Why not? It's an idea, like all ideas, it might be a good one. I didn't straighten up this fabric here. I haven't walked to the island, to Horseshoe Island, since the flood. It takes a long time for this to dry up after the flood. Alright, I was going to say goodbye. Goodbye!